Hello, it's Erica here from Me to You Paper Crafts, coming to you with another Fun Fold Friday. I think this is week number 8, and I am doing this just after noon today. I had a class this morning, so I couldn't get to it this morning. I should have done it earlier in the week, but it's been kind of a busy week for me. But anyway, you will get it today, Friday. And so we're going to do a reverse fold card. So typically when you get a card, you open it up from the right to the left, and today's card opens from the left to the right. But it actually opens from the right to the left to start with, and then opens from the left to the right. Let me show you what I mean. So this card actually has a little flap in the front that you open from the right to the left. And then you have this part of the card, and you now open this card from the left to the right. So there you go. That's your fun card. And you could also call it a flip-flop card, which I've done these before as well. But anyway, I found this, Lisa Curcio did this video. I don't know if it's her original design or not, but that's where I saw it, and I really thought it was a cute card. So I made this card as my prototype, and I used the Holly Jolly Christmas stamp set, which is a lot of fun. It's got some lovely framelits inside. And the thing I love about this is I love any kind of framelit that has words in it. So it has this 'Tis the Season framelit, and it has another one, To Be Jolly, which is cute. It has Christmas stockings, the Santa, and of course his sleigh, and some Christmas tags, which are fun. So this is a great set. So because I enjoyed the word framelits on this card, I put it on the inside. For the card that I'm going to show you today, I used 'Tis the Season, and so we get some other words, and it's quite effective to have these words popping out from the card. So today I'm actually using the Feels Like Frost, I think that's what it's called, Designer Series paper. It's just such pretty paper. Different, yeah, Feels Like Frost. It's 6x6 paper. One side are all these beautiful frosted scenes in these beautiful blues and purples and pinks, and then the other sides are all different silver patterns. So I thought I would bring this paper out for this card. My card base is Purple Posy, which I absolutely love. It's a very, very pretty color, and I think it's so appropriate for Christmas. I love purples at Christmas time. So here is the base card. So it's a regular card. See how you normally make a card, but this time we're going to be rotating and we're going to be opening it from the left to the right. Okay, so that's how that card orients. And then I have a piece of Designer Series paper that fits right on top, and this is your basic layer 4 by 5 1/4, and you can decide whatever side you want to put on there. Then you create another card, and this card measures 7.5, or is it 7? No, 7 by 3.5, scored down the center at 3.5, and so you have this extra little card piece. And then you have a piece of DSP that measures, so this is a 3.5 by 3.5, so I cut my DSP to 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. And as usual, I will be putting up a blog post with all of the measurements for you. I've done some pre-stamping, so the video won't be too long. So I actually did this wreath. This comes from the stamp set Tidings All Around, which I think is a very pretty stamp set. It's got great greetings, it's got a to and a from, and it's got some fantastic framelits. I did cut out this framelit just to show you what it's like. So here it is, and I've seen cards where people have put several layers on top of each other and just kind of you know, push them out a little bit so that you can see the edges, and they've put different fall colors together on the leaves, which is very effective. So you can cut out this kind of lacy wreath, and then you can cut out the solid wreath, which is this stamp in here. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, so what I did to make this is, here's the wreath mounted on. It's quite a large block that I have, but you could use your Stamparatus for this for sure. And you can use a Versamark. with this new embossing powder that we have. This is the, hang on a second, what is this one? Yeah, this is the Shimmer White Stampin' Emboss Powder. It's very pretty. It's silver and white with some fluorescent glitter in there. And we also have this beautiful black, which is gorgeous too. And this looks so stunning on darker cardstock like Cherry Cobbler. So I did buy these two new embossing powders and they work great. But rather than do Versamark with it, I actually took one of our new metallic ink pads, the silver. Sorry, let me just reach for it here. The Silver Delicata ink. And I inked this up and then stamped it, and then I put on the embossing powder. And it worked great. So and then I cut it out. So that's what I ended up with. Okay, and then as I said earlier, I loved the 'Tis the Season, and so I did this in the what color is this? This is the sorry you guys, I'm trying to read it on my rack here. Which color is this? Yeah, Seaside Spray. Yeah. Okay, Seaside Spray. And so the inside, I've got a piece of 4 by 5 1/4 for the inside of the car, and then a piece of white that measures 4 by 3 1/2. No, 4 by 3 3/4. But again, rely on my blog for the correct measurements. And that we're going to stamp a greeting on here as well and put that for the inside of the card. So that's basically what you do. Now, to put the card together, let's just move some of this stuff out of the way. So again, remember to turn your card so it opens from the left to the right, and then you're going to put on your, I just have to grab my tape runner. This seems to be a pattern with me. I don't know if you're noticing. I never have my tape runner handy because it's always over on my other desk. So I'm going to use the silver on here, these beautiful little leaves. It's a shame not to use that side, but for today's card, I'm going to do this. And so I'm going to, and my card, I will not fold. I think it's not cut perfectly, but I've been trying to get it to fold well. Let me just do one more score and see if I can straighten that out. Otherwise, I'll just trim it. Make sure it's oriented the right way. There we go. And then we'll put this on. Oh, I got that stuck on the bottom there. No worries. Let's move this out of the way so I'm not working in so much clutter. Oh, and I got a little strip stuck on there. Okay, so let's fit this on like that. There we go. So that's the first part. All right, just put your DSP on the front of your card. Now on this small 3 1/2 by 3 1/2 inch card, I've got this. So I'm using the reverse side of this DSP. So let's put this on here. You could add some additional layers to this to maybe pop this DSP out a little better. It's up to you, but there are quite a few layers on here already, and I am concerned about postage. So that's how you do that. Now, to put it together. So you're basically going to open up your card. I like to slide this on the top so that I can sort of center it. And again, it does not have to be centered. You could make it come down to the bottom, further to the top. It's totally up to you. Okay, and that's kind of where I'm going to do that. Then I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to put tape on here. So again, make sure it's centered where you want it and butted right up against that left side. And then you're going to close the card. So you're essentially gluing the 3 1/2 by 3 1/2 inch card to the back of the inside of your card. like that, okay? And we're going to put a liner in here, and that's what this piece is for. So we're going to put this as a liner inside so that you don't see the 3.5 by 3.5 backing there, okay? Now what I did forget to do, which I did on this one, is I wrapped a piece of ribbon on the layer before I stuck it down. So if you wanted to do that on this card, you could do that. Just remember to put your ribbon on before. I don't like to waste ribbon because I love ribbon, and so you could tie it totally around the card, but then you'd kind of waste it in the back, I think. So that's totally up to you how you want to do that. I might do something a bit different. All right, so let's deal with the inside of our card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, like I did with this card, I'm going to pop, no I'm not, I've changed my mind. That's right. I'm going to put my wreath on this piece. Now I'm not going to pop this up on dimensionals because I'm going to lie that flat in there. So no dimensionals for this card, but I'm going to use some Tombow glue, I think. Let's get rid of some of that glue on there. And I'm going to just put a few dots around here, like that. Let's glue this onto the front. Like so. Now another thing I just thought of, which you could do, is if you wanted this to be raised a little bit, it's almost impossible to put dimensionals on here. So another trick that you could do is to cut this out about, I'd say 3 more times, maybe just on Whisper White, and then glue all of the layers together. So now you've got a thicker piece, and then you could just glue it down onto your card, and that would give it a little bit more dimension. But I'm not going to do that because I didn't think of that at the time. And so again, I'm just going to put a few dots of my Tombow liquid glue on here. And I really like to use tweezers. I have better control with tweezers. So I'm just going to pick that up. And I'm going to tilt this a little bit. I've just had a thought where I can put my bow. I might just do a little bow right here on the front. So I'm going to stick that down. And then I always like to just grab another piece of paper and just hold that down until it sticks. Look, I still have my Halloween nails on. I'm going to try and get into the nail place tomorrow and change the color. I'm really enjoying this black, so I might just do all black nails. Who knows? It's whatever the spirit hits me at the time. That should do it. Okay. And now for the inside of the card, we're going to put this in. Now I always like to stamp first in case I make a boo-boo before I start layering. So let's put our glue away and our tweezers away. Okay. So the greeting I chose is right out of this wreath set, and it's called Comfort of Joy. No, Tidings of Comfort and Joy. And so I have to decide on color. What color should I do? I don't want black. Let's see. Let's pick a bit of purple in here. How about this Highland Heather? Because there is purple with the Purple Posy. The Purple Posy ink pad, sad to say, is still not working out, even though they just released a new formula. So if yours is good, great. If not, you can return it. So if you're one of my customers, please let me know, and I will try and get your money back for that, because they haven't been happy with the quality of that ink either. Okay, I'm just going to use my grid sheet here and line up my cardstock so that I can see Now I haven't stamped with this before, and often when you take a brand new photopolymer stamp, it doesn't ink up well. So I'm just going to stamp it off a couple of times and sort of condition the stamp first. That's looking good. And now let's stamp this on here. Oh, guess what? Look what I'm missing here. Can you tell me what I'm missing? You should know, you guys, what I'm missing under here. Now I can't find it. So I'm going to use my silicone pad. But oh, here it is. The correct guess is your foam pad. This is fantastic for using with your photopolymer stamps. But you can also use your silicone sheet too. It gives it a little bit of a cushion. So let's pull this up. And the other thing I've done is I did take a sheet of my grid paper and I cut it up into 4 pieces, and I have them for lining up. So here's one in my drawer. See, I cut them up so that I can put them on my foam mat so that I don't get my mat all inky. And I also have my grid so that I can line up my card. There you go. There's another little tip. Okay. I'm going to try not to get my head in the camera if I can help it. Lovely. Okay. So let's close up our ink pad. Now when I was cutting my paper, I ended up with a strip, an extra strip here. But you probably have, as you start cutting into your papers, you end up with strips, and I keep them. I actually put them in one of our cellophane bags, and I keep them in with the paper. And so we can decide to maybe do this at the bottom, or we could do this on the side. And that sort of replaces the ribbon aspect. Yeah, I think I like this. Or you could do, yeah, you could do whatever you want. So maybe I'll just do that. So I'm going to use some glue. Here's where the silicone mat comes in really handy. This is a very narrow strip of paper. And the glue is wider. But if you just pull that down, what happens is the glue doesn't stick to the silicone pad. You see? And you can easily glue that piece down. So again, I'm going to line this up with my grid paper like that. I like to make my strips a little bit wider so they extend past the card, and then I can just trim it. I don't want that to stick to that paper though. There we go. So let's give that a little trim. Okay. There we go. Now I can mount this on top of my layer. Just rubbing off that extra little bit of glue. There's our layer, and now I'm ready to put this on the inside of my card. Line this up. Like I've said before, I like to use my grid paper because I can visually see where to line up my cardstock. I've had better success with that. All right, there's the inside of our card. So I think we've got one more. I think we need something here, huh? Be nice to have something right here. 'Tis the season. Tidings of comfort and joy. You know what? We could do another wreath in here. Just one of these, but this is the wrong color. That would be kind of fun, huh? What do you think? So, deciding what color. Maybe we should do the blue color. Yeah, maybe I'll cut one out of blue. So I won't do that on camera. I'll just let you use your imagination of what that would look like. So you open it up, 'tis the season, you see another beautiful wreath, then you open it up and you have your inside greeting there. So that is your backwards card or reverse fold card. I hope you enjoy it. If you have any questions, you can put comments in the bottom of the video, or you can go to my Facebook page and you can comment there and I will definitely get back to you. Let me know if you like it. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you'll make this card and maybe you could send me a picture. I'd love to see it. Thank you again. Happy stamping, everyone. Bye for now.